Hello everyone and welcome back. So you've just opened a new exhibition and now you need to know what visitors think of it. And to get a very quick reality check, I sometimes use this 4-photo debrief during the first couple of weeks of an exhibition opening, just to get a sense of what is actually working and where should we have a second look. Now this requires no surveys, no spreadsheets, nothing like that. This is just 4 quick photos and very quick fixes that can actually make a very, very considerable difference to your exhibition. I think a lot of the time curators and interpreters are rather nervous about changing an exhibition because it can be expensive, it can take a lot of time and resources, but I promise you, you can actually do a lot without money or resources. And sometimes we think we know our visitors and exhibition spaces so well that we forget to check in on a new exhibition and whether or not it's actually working or flowing in the way we kind of want it to. So let's have a look at 4 photos, 4 very quick ways of fixing even the tiniest things in an exhibition that can make all the difference. Now, the first photo is the first 10 minutes. So what's a hit and what's ignored? Stand at the entrance and take one wide photo in the first 10 minutes. What do people hit first and what do they ignore? If everyone clumps at the intro text, then shift the headline left or right off the main flow and add a simple start here cue. If a key object is invisible from the door, change its angle or add a visible landmark. This can make a huge difference and it doesn't actually have to be a big change. Number 2, the bottleneck. Where does things slow down? So shoot the slowest point. If the jam is text, convert a paragraph into maybe some bullet points or move deep detail to a digital feature or QR. If the jam is an activity, reduce the steps or duplicate the station so 2 groups can play at once, for example. The most touched spot is often your magnet. So photograph the area with the most fingerprints or most wear. So that's your magnet. Give it a better lighting, for example, or try some action verbs like try or find or explore or something. And if needed, create a tiny cue line so engagement doesn't block the path. Tiny fixes here can actually make a difference and can make the experience so much better for your visitors. The dead zone. What is empty? This is the dreaded space for everyone working in exhibition design. Take one photo of the empty corner. Remove the blocker. It can be something you haven't even thought about, a card, a rope, a confusing sign, and add a landmark cue visitors can actually see. So look for the red door, for example. If a headline is dull, swap it for a concrete why this matters line. So show me what I have to do. Am I moving up the stairs? If so, what am I looking for? Where do I land? Is there something at the top of the stairs I'm looking for? Is there something midway? Is there something on the wall? What am I looking at here? Pitfalls to avoid. You probably know a lot of these already, but they are worth repeating because we actually ignore these quite often, I'm afraid. So before you start changing anything, remember these pitfalls. Don't make one mega change. Instead, 2 tiny fixes can do a lot. A mega change means often a lot of time and resources and money has to go into the actual change. And often it's not going to make that much of a difference anyway. So 2 tiny fixes can do a lot more actually. Don't move heavy text into the main flow line. Don't stack signs. So use one clear cue per fix. Don't ignore accessibility. We often do that, but contrast, clear routes, sensible heights, that kind of thing. Don't overlight everything. So if you have a magnet, make sure that is highlighted. Don't light the entire wall necessarily. Don't leave bottlenecks untested. So do a rephoto a week later and see what have changed. Don't bury evidence. So show the before and after photo in your debrief, in your evaluation meetings. What have you fixed and what has worked? This also shows that you understand and listen to your visitors. Don't assume. This seems obvious, but I've actually seen this a lot in museum professionals, that we assume we know visitors, or we assume we know our exhibition spaces. So ask visitors what the photo suggests you need to fix next, for example. What they thought about moving through the exhibition space, where were they engaged, that kind of thing. I know this seems a little bit like a survey thing, but you can actually gain a lot by simply walking through your own exhibition and listen for what visitors are talking about here. So 4 photos, 4 fixes. This can actually make a lot of difference. Some things you might not be able to change 100%, but a tiny little sign, a light in the right spot, a move of text, whatever it might be, tiny little things can actually make a very, very big difference in your exhibition. And I think there will always be moments, spots, corners in exhibitions where we think we have created a natural path or flow, and somehow visitors just stall, or it's a dead corner or whatever, and we can't really understand why. I think this happens practically all the time. It's not really anyone's fault or because you have missed anything. It's simply because sometimes there is an atmosphere in an exhibition space that encourages you to slow down or speed up or whatever it might be. And for you, it seems obvious what to do because you know the spaces very, very well. But for visitors who might be there for the first time, it might not seem so obvious. So let me know what you make of this. What would you photograph first if you were to photograph or debrief in your exhibition space? And how do you find this works? As always, add your own comments below, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for watching.